your main goal should be to keep your quarterback healthy for the playoffs.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
The main thing I didn't like about this game was the game plan and the play calling. Now, if you were going to play a game and have as much success as possible against a team, you would focus on that team's weakness, right? The Chicago Bears' weakness is that they have the 32nd ranked rush defense in the entire NFL. So you would think, 69 people in here, nice. So you would think that your game plan in a freezing cold, heavy wind game against the worst rush defense in the NFL, you would think your game plan with one of the best offensive lines in football would be to pound the rock, would be ground and pound, would be to run the damn football, would be to snap the ball, turn, and hand it off to running backs. That's what you would think would be the game plan. Miles Sanders did not touch the football the first 3 series for the Philadelphia Eagles. Miles Sanders had 3 carries at the end of the first half. Kenny Gainwell had 3 carries the entire game. Boston Scott, nowhere to be seen. Is he injured? No, he was returning kicks, wasn't he? He was returning kicks, right? Yeah. So they came out pass heavy when I'm not a coach and I'm not a football expert and I don't claim to be. I just say things that I think make sense. If it doesn't make sense to other people, it is what it is. I created a YouTube show and a podcast. You make your own if you want to. But I'm just saying, I think you would come out running the football. And they came out doing exactly the opposite. The first issue I have with this is it's a cold, heavy wind game, and you have a quarterback who played most of his career in Alabama and Oklahoma before coming to Philly. But there hasn't been many cold, heavy wind type of games in Jalen Hurts' career. So you would think maybe you want to take it slow and keep his passing numbers, keep his passing attempts down, and see what Chicago's weak defense gives you. But they come out pass happy. Don't understand that at all. Another issue I have, and I've had this issue with the Eagles for a while now, under Sirianni, Steichen, and the crew. There's not a whole lot of traditional style under center run plays. There's not a whole lot of snap the ball from under center handed to a running back. And I know there's not a lot of that in the NFL anymore. But when you have an offensive line like the Eagles have, I think they should be taking more advantage of it. And I think they should be running the damn football a little bit more. The next issue I have, and the biggest issue I have with the game plan in this game, and the game plan the whole season, and yeah, we're 12-1, we're 13-1, we're 13-1. But I have a big issue with the game planning and the play calling on this team, not because you can't win games like that. Obviously, we're 13-1. The game planning and the play calling includes way too much designed quarterback runs. Way too much designed quarterback runs. We start this game. The first 2 plays from scrimmage for the Philadelphia Eagles, designed quarterback run. Somebody has to explain to me why. I need somebody to explain to me why. Why? I know Jalen Hurts can run the football. I know Jalen Hurts is a strong runner of the football. But you have arguably the best offensive line in the NFL, and you have a 1,000-yard running back in Miles Sanders, and you have serviceable running backs behind him in Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott. Your main goal right now, coming into this game at 12-1, your main goal should be to keep your quarterback healthy for the playoffs. That should be your main goal. Your quarterback, I don't care how good of a runner he is, your quarterback should not be your number one weapon on the ground. You should not be coming out here and running designed quarterback draws the first two series of a game, because he's going to get hurt. That's the only reason you should not do this. Yeah, you should take advantage of the things that you have that are positives on your squad. And of course, Jalen Hurts being able to run a football is a bonus. But when you don't have to do that, when you have other ways you can run the football, it should not be your main attack. It's ridiculous. I can't believe I just watched an NFL coaching staff put Jalen Hurts at risk play after play after play after play in a freezing cold game where the ground is as solid as ice. That field probably felt like landing on concrete. And Jalen Hurts had 17 rush attempts in the game, and I want to say 10 of them, off the top of my head, were designed quarterback runs. I don't understand. Someone's got to explain it to me. I need someone to explain it to me, because it's pissing me off. Because if you get him injured by continuously using him as your number one ground attack weapon, that's ridiculous, embarrassing, and it's going to be the detriment of this team if they continue to do this. Now, you saw late in the second half, Jalen Hurts run a QB draw designed straight up the middle, and you know, Jalen is his own worst enemy in these situations. Linebacker, middle of the field. Jalen Hurts can squat 600 pounds, can bench a small school bus. So him, instinctually, he looks at a linebacker and says, I'm going through this dude. Puts his head down, goes right at him. Now you got a linebacker who's what, 6'3", 260, putting his helmet right into the shoulder of our quarterback and slamming him onto this freezing cold ground that probably feels like concrete. Then you get another one, not too long after that, off to the right side, where Hurts gets slammed to the ground. And this time, he's laying on the ground and not getting up right away. Now I'm sitting here screaming at my TV. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to injure our quarterback? Somebody needs to explain it to me. The second reason I don't want this to continue is because Dan Sillyho is out here discrediting Jalen Hurts for being a mobile quarterback and saying Jalen Hurts won't be able to play 10 NFL seasons because he's a running quarterback. If Hurts gets injured running the football, Dan Sillyho is going to look correct. And the last thing I want, the last thing anybody should want, is that loudmouth, you know what, looking right about anything. Now, he would still be wrong because the people to blame if Jalen Hurts ends up being injured is the Eagles coaching staff for continuously using him as a number one ground attack weapon. It's ridiculous. So I would just like to say that in watching this game, I was fucking furious with the fact that Jalen Hurts was getting his ass kicked by his own coaching staff. Somebody needs to bring this to somebody's attention. I don't know how they don't understand it. It should be common sense. The one of you reporters need to grow some balls and ask somebody in a press conference, do you think running Jalen Hurts is a good idea? Don't you think running so many designed quarterback runs is putting your quarterback at risk and putting your season at risk if it continues? Now, somebody do it. All right? All right, good. So, Hurts, he had 2 interceptions, and the first interception was honestly right after I told my girlfriend that Jalen Hurts is perfect this season. It was right after an absolute strike to Devontae Smith down the left sideline. And I said, wow, he's perfect this season, man. Watch this play. He rolls out to his left. He lobs it right into Devontae Smith's hands along the sideline. Another one of many, 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 many perfect throws from Jalen Hurts. Very next play, again, we should probably be running the ball in the situation. Hurts rolls to his right, throws a duck right to the defense. And again, cold game, windy. You probably shouldn't be pass happy in conditions like that. But they were, and that's what happened. He ended up throwing 2 interceptions in the game. He got it going a little bit more in the second half. His long ball has been absolute money. I thought in the first half that the receivers struggled to get separation on the long ball, but I love the fact that Hurts is taking chances this season. 3rd and 7, 3rd and 2, 2nd and 10. It doesn't really matter what it is. He's really taking chances. If he has A.J. Brown one-on-one on the right side, if he has Devontae one-on-one on the left side, whatever it is, he's letting that thing fly. And I got to give him credit, man. He has had no fear this season in letting the ball go down the field. And his long ball has been on the money. I mean, it's very rare. It's very rare at this point that Jalen Hurts misses a target when he throws the ball long. It's blowing my mind every time I see it. But the first half they seemed like they were struggling to get separation. There was a couple of plays. There was one where AJ, had his defender maybe beat and didn't really reach out for the ball. That was like in the first quarter or so. Looked like there was a lot of contact also on a lot of these. I felt like the corners were just bear hugging people down the sideline, and the referees were like, "Oh, it's cold and stuff, so I don't know the rules of football anymore, so we're not calling anything the whole game." But they opened up a little bit in the second half. And, Jalen hit AJ on some deep ones. He hit Devontae on some deep ones. I mean, we really got it going, and he finishes the game with 315 yards. His rating was a 64.6 because he had 2 interceptions. So, it is what it is. His completion percentage wasn't too crazy either. It was 22 for 37 with 2 interceptions. So that's why the quarterback rating is what it is. But I still think he threw the ball well for most of this game. Outside of those 2 interceptions and a couple of misses, I thought he threw the ball well. Now, when he got slammed into the ground that last time and didn't get up right away, he was inaccurate on a couple throws after that. And I was like, if this guy has a shoulder injury, I'm going to go to the NovaCare complex and fight every person in the staff. A lot of those guys in the staff are former NFL players that will kick the living shit out of me, but I don't care. It's pissing me off. Stop running Jalen Hurts. He's going to get injured.